So, you think you know everything about food. You've traveled around the world just for its sheer passion, and have ate about every interesting thing in sight. And you've seen all there is to see regarding all kinds of food. Well, you're in for a very rude shock as I regrettably announce to you that, friend, you ain't seen nothing yet. So sit back and relax with a delicious cup of tea in hand as we walk you through some of the most dangerous and deadliest foods. Yet exotic, and has to be paid for before eating. Hi, wanna be grossed out? Mad perhaps? Or maybe your tongue is just bored and wants to experience something new. Here are some banned and controversial foods to satisfy your craving. Fugu. Ever heard of the saying, curiosity could kill a cat, and also humans? Well, so could this dish, and yet many people eat it. Although it sounds a lot like a certain clothing brand, fugu is actually the Japanese word for pufferfish. It's highly poisonous and can kill a person almost instantly. Chefs have to be specially trained just to prepare the fugu correctly. When they're slicing up the fish, they've got to be super careful not to pop any of those poison sacs. 'Cause if they do, that poison's gonna spread all over the dish. And trust me, it's way worse than tossing a red sock in the washing machine with a load of whiteys. So, why do people want to eat this stuff? Well, the taste is actually to die for. Pun intended. The more poisonous the fish is, the tastier the dish. It's really expensive though. Who would have known deadly food could not only kill you, but also kill your wallet? But death isn't the only reason why this dish is so controversial. Turns out, many people wanted to join the poison hype. Eventually, pufferfish became so overfished in Asia that the Japanese government had to limit its fishing quotas and seasons. In fact, the Chinese pufferfish has already declined in population by 99.9% over the last 45 years. It's weird how their defense mechanism became the exact reason why more people want to eat them. Poor Mr. Puff. Drunken shrimp. Just like you, after a hard night of partying. Except these shrimp end up getting eaten alive while drunk. Talk about the dangers of alcohol. This dish is from China, and I can guess how it came to be. Some chef was probably getting wasted and had no one to drink with, so he ended up throwing a bunch of shrimp in alcohol. Then he got hungry. At least that's my theory. Actually, the shrimp are not really drunk. They just get disoriented and sluggish due to the effects of the alcohol on their nervous system. Hence the term drunken shrimp. Traditionally, the shrimp are eaten alive after being soaked in a mixture of alcohol and seasonings. I guess some people just like feeling squiggly, squirmy things in their mouth. But then people discovered that they could get sick from eating uncooked shrimp. Surprise, surprise. Those people also got cancelled by animal lovers. Now they're sick literally and figuratively. So nowadays, more people prefer to have them boiled first before marinating the shrimp in alcohol. Ikizukuri. Speaking of food that's served alive, it seems that the Japanese liked it so much, they came up with a name for it. This process is known as ikizukuri. Basically, the chef plucks a fish from the tank and slices it up for sashimi. This part sounds pretty normal, but it's actually very sus because, plot twist, the fish is still alive. Yep, it's still moving on your plate while you munch on its sashimi. That would probably make for an awkward dinner conversation. Fish would probably be like, hey there, you're kinda eating my insides. LOL. Yeah, and it's not just fish that get the live treatment in ikizukuri. Shrimp, octopus, and squid are also on the menu. Generally, octopus and squid are wrapped whole and alive around a pair of chopsticks and then eaten in one go. Now you might think that all of this sounds a bit fishy, and you're not alone. Ikizukuri has stirred up quite the debate, with some people arguing that it's just part of Japan's quirky food scene, while others find it downright unsettling. A thing of nightmares, even. But some people think it's actually humane to eat fish like this. It's the Japanese concept called wabi-sabi, which is all about finding beauty in imperfection and recognizing that life is short. So, some see ikizukuri as a way to honor the seafood's life. Either way, it's definitely not your average dining experience. Snake wine. This is probably from another lonely dude who wanted somebody to drink with. Then he got drunk so hard that he forgot about the whole thing for a few months. When he came back, he was probably like, "Oh man, there's a dead snake in my wine." Anyways, slurp, slurp, slurp. Basically, this wine involves dunking a live snake in a jar of wine and letting it ferment over a couple of months to develop that snaky goodness. Another variation of this wine is actually just snake blood straight up, with no additions or extras. Just cut the head off a snake and point its spurting lifeblood in the direction of a shot glass. But then other people decided that they needed more snake in their wine. So another variation involves dunking in a large snake, along with a bunch of smaller snakes. But hey, at least mommy, daddy, and baby snake are all together. And if you want to show off to your rock star friends, another variation of this wine involves mixing various body fluids from the snake, like blood and liver juices, by slicing the snake along its stomach or its head. It's actually pretty hardcore when you think about it. Probably something you drink while rocking out to some metal music. Now, you're probably wondering if it's even safe to drink. Well, yeah, sure. Totally. You're just drinking the alcoholic bathwater of a venomous snake. No big deal. But seriously, even though they often use venomous snakes to make this stuff, the alcohol in the wine basically neutralizes the snake's venom. In rare cases, snakes might even go into hibernation mode and still be alive after months of being soaked in wine. There was this one wild case back in 2013 where a woman got bit by a snake that had been preserved in wine for 3 whole months and was still alive. It went viral online. Imagine opening a jar and getting a surprise like that. It's kind of strange. But snake wine is mostly made and sold for its supposed medicinal properties. People usually drink it like a shot, believing it can help with various health issues. Using snakes in medicine has been a thing in Chinese culture for ages. The wine has a pretty intense flavor, with earthy and sweet notes. Having the snake in there gives it a sort of fish or chicken-like taste. Yum. While some say the wine medicinal, like a shot of snake juice, will cure all your ailments and maybe even your broken heart, it's not actually proven to have healing properties. Many people might just get mad at you if you drink this for ethical reasons, especially if they grew up playing snakes and ladders. Foie gras. This means fat liver in French. Foie gras is basically the liver of a fat, overfed goose or duck. It's a traditional French dish that became so controversial around the world due to the practice of gavage, or force feeding, which involves sticking a long tube down the throat of a goose or duck and feeding it like crazy. It's so rude. Like, what if that goose was on a diet, trying to shed a few pounds? The purpose of this is to enlarge the liver, making it fatty and apparently delicious. I guess they like 'em thick. The end result is foie gras. It's super expensive and many people hate it. In fact, some US states like California and New York have outright banned it. But over in Europe, where foie gras is a long-standing tradition, laws vary. France, the foie gras capital, still produces the majority of the world's supply. Now you know which country to cancel if you love geese and ducks. Just kidding. Don't come for me, French government. Meanwhile, other parts of Europe like Germany have restricted force-feeding methods, while still allowing foie gras in the country. Even outside these regions, countries like Israel and India have banned foie gras altogether due to concerns about animal welfare. Despite these bans, foie gras is still pretty popular worldwide. Mellified Man. Now this one is actually a legend, but I wanted to include it in this list, just in case you guys aren't feeling sick enough. So, according to this legend, some older people, probably in their 70s or 80s, who were basically on the brink of kicking the bucket, would decide to donate their body to science. And to do this, they'd chow down on nothing but honey, bathe in it, and basically marinate themselves until they became this gooey, honey-sweating machine. When they finally croaked, they'd be sealed up in a coffin filled with honey for over 100 years. After that, when the coffin was finally cracked open, people would find this sweet, sticky concoction that was rumored to have magical healing powers. Candied corpse, anyone? I mean, can you imagine slathering that stuff on your skin? Or worse, eating it? I'd rather stick to regular candy, thank you very much. It can't heal any ailments, but it sure makes my heart happy. Now, whether this whole thing is actually true or just a wild tale from the history books, who knows? But one thing's for sure, it's one heck of a story to scare kids while camping. Anyway, that's all for today. Now you have all this random information on strange foods. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. If you love our content and you wish to see more of it, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more of it. Thanks for watching. And now, a short film about the Mellified Man. Somewhere, sometime, and in nowhere.
Honey, let's go home. I've got a bad feeling about this place.
Yes! Yes!
Relax. We're just here to have a good time, just like everybody else.
Aww.
You know, the other day I watched a video on YouTube from Savvy Snippets, and they spoke about some very dangerous and deadly foods. I think I can see some of them here. Please, let's go home.
Nonsense. It's all talk. No YouTube channel is going to tell me how to go about my food.
No! No!
Give her some light sushi and me.
No!
The Mellified Man.
Oh my God, please, let's turn around and go home now.
Relax, Pumpkin. What's going to happen? See? Nothing. Yummy. This is so good. Yummy, yum, yum. You see? Nothing happened.
Oh, okay, if you say so.
The Mellified Man.